Very important for you to take note of that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, delegates, please stand for the arrival of their excellencies, the Governor General, and the Most Honorable Lady Allen, and please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
As we begin this Governor General's Youth Consultative Conference with gratitude in our hearts, we are reminded of the words from the book of Proverbs 2, verse 6, which says, "For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding." Let us pray. Eternal Father, we come before you with humble hearts, thankful for the mercies you have bestowed upon us. We acknowledge the challenges that our beloved Jamaica faces, the shadow of crime, the impact of climate change, and the digital divide that hinders progress. Yet, we recognize the power of our youth and the voice they hold in shaping our nation's future. You, Lord, have woven creativity and passion into the very DNA of Jamaicans, and we ask for your guidance that you may empower each participant with the vision and wisdom needed to explore the diverse themes tabled for discussion. As we embark on this journey of dialogue and innovation, we pray that brilliant ideas may be the fruitful harvest of today's gathering. Amen.
Thank you so much, Lenika. You may all be seated. I must tell you that I'm very proud to be a part of this gathering because with all that's happening in Jamaica, over 200 young people have gathered to discuss solutions to one of the most pervasive issues in our society. You have committed yourself, your time, and possibly some resources to ensure that your voices are heard and that you are a part of the solution. And that is something to be very proud of. I think you all should really give yourselves a round of applause, a very big round of applause for taking the time to contribute to that particular act of being what is right with Jamaica. So I want you to help me with a really, really important tagline, or a really important theme that we will call it. There's nothing wrong with Jamaica that... No, man. First of all, the food is down there, son. Everybody eat and everybody sit down and the food is settling. No, I didn't hear anything a while ago. There's nothing wrong with Jamaica. I am still not satisfied. I'm going to tell AC to hold off on the lunch because this is not working out for me, guys. Come again. There is nothing wrong with Jamaica that... Are we getting there? One more time. There's nothing wrong with Jamaica that... All right, you guys earn lunchtime. We're going to work with that one. Now, without further delays, I invite to the podium to give remarks and the overview of today's Youth Consultative Conference, Mr. Abraham Simmons, the National Coordinator of the Governor General's Program for Excellence. And when I say big welcome, I mean Grammy-style welcome, because Abraham have been leading the charge, getting everything done, gathering the young people to discuss these important topics. I tell you, I want my Grammy-style welcome, people. Grammy-style, yes. You deserve it. All this hard work. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Yes. Thank you so much for the work being done, Abraham. Over to you.
Wow, our Grammy-style welcome. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. I hope we have a Grammy-style presentation today as well. The Honorable Marsha Smith, State Minister within the Ministry of Education and Youth, Mr. Ian Stain, United Nations Resident Coordinator in Jamaica ad interim, Honorable Custodies, Major Dwayne Hill, Governor General's Secretary and Clerk to the Privy Council, sponsor, representatives, I believe ambassadors, youth delegates, good morning. Welcome to the 2023 Youth Consultative Conference under the theme, Creating a Culture of Peace Among Jamaica's Youth. We're joined by nearly 300 delegates in the room and others who are joining us via our live stream through the Jamaica Information Service. I am happy to be here with each of you and to share in this important opportunity to network and also share our ideas for peace building and strategies that involve young people and are for young people. The Governor General's Program for Excellence, you'll hear this a lot today, the GGPE, is actually the secretariat that's responsible for the I Believe initiative. And then the I Believe initiative is under which this conference is being held for the last 12 years. But the YCC is only one of several initiatives we deliver each year. And we have several interventions that focus on mobilizing resources for education. We empower young people and we build resilient families. And the pillars of the I Believe initiative are youth, family, and education. Remember that because probably there's a prize involved in something like that later on. I want to recognize, and I would like for you to recognize with me, our Governor General, His Excellency the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, for launching the I Believe initiative. We're very thankful to you, sir, for also sustaining this platform, for ensuring its standardization and its scale across our country. There's a person from every parish in this room today. We're especially proud of the partnerships we have formed with the United Nations in Jamaica, through which we have further sustained the YCC and have it serve as a strong link within a broader national and regional framework for youth consultation. Especially concerning sustainable development. This year, the YCC is registered as one of the global events of the Media and Information Literacy Week, as we focus on the cross-cutting theme within one of our subgroups. So while we're focused on peace, the conversation has several sub-themes, and media and information literacy is one of them. The Ministry of Education and Youth has also ramped up their support this year for the YCC, and I'll use the word tremendous to describe their approach. In 2021, the ministry received the YCC's first ever call to action on a path to recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. We're also joined by the Ministry of National Security, also with a longer-term outlook for initiatives that empower young people and build bridges to peace and conflict resolution. We are proud of these partnerships, and we will continue to work towards enhancing this platform for critical youth engagement on our nation's most pressing social issues. Today, you will find a very hands-on and interactive approach to the conference, riddled with prizes and giveaways from our generous sponsors. Your tables should each have an IBI ambassador, decked in yellow, who will be chairing the discussions around your table. I urge you to be bold and allow your creative ideas to flow. And as our Governor General said, we are working together in using what is right with Jamaica to fix what is wrong with Jamaica. Thank you all, and I do hope you enjoy the proceedings. Thank you, sir.
Come on, everybody, we're keeping it Grammy style. Another big round of applause for Ibrahim. And while I mentioned that 12 years of YCC is very significant, and the continuous contribution to the nation, the youth, the young people, different discussions, you know, it's really significant. And I really want to thank the team, because you also understand that it's quite a lot of information today. All the ambassadors who have put in the work, you know, significant kudos to you all. Now, one of the things I find really commendable is the efforts by the Ministry of Education and Youth towards promoting and facilitating collaborations with programs and groups which seeks to positively impact our youth. The ministry's commitment is truly inspirational. So when I got my notes and I realized that the Ministry of Education and Youth is a part of the plan, you know, I kind of had a very familiar smile. And here with us today is the State Minister in the Ministry of Education and Youth, reaffirming the ministry's commitment to the youths of Jamaica. Help me welcome the Honorable Marsha Smith to give her remarks. I like how you guys catching on now. You know, we're keeping it high, we're keeping it high energy. The Grammy goes to the Honorable, well, the stage and the microphone goes to the Honorable Marsha Smith. Come on, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Yes.
Good morning. Oh, that's so thank you. I really think that's very thank you. I know that you have traveled from far, but I also know that you have been made comfortable and you've been fed. So let's do this again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, that sounds a lot better. Remember, no, we're at the Grammys. If we are to listen to our moderator and be obedient to his instructions. All right, so we must keep the energy going throughout the day. His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General of Jamaica, Mr. Ian Stein, United Nations Resident Coordinator, and our panelists here today, Mr. Anthony Gordon, of UN Development Program, Ms. Samantha Wilmot JP, the Localization Officer, Vision 2030 Jamaica Secretariat from the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Ms. Latoya Swaby Anderson, National Education Officer and UNESCO Cluster Officer of the Caribbean. And at this time, I'm going to just pause. Could you persons just raise your hands that they can't start to see you from now? Let me go again. Mr. Ian Stein. Yes. Mr. Anthony Gordon. Yes. Is I'm young? Yes. Miss Samantha Wilmot. Miss Latoya Swaby Anderson. I greet these people very specially because they are going to take us through a very wonderful discussion shortly, and we are looking forward to it. Mr. Ibrahim Simmons, the National Coordinator of the Governor General's Program for Excellence. Thank you, sir. I know that today is a culmination of many sleepless nights, but it will go well. It will go well. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, students, and other youth that are here, it is my pleasure to be here this morning. It is a delight to join you because whenever young people get an opportunity to gather, great things can emerge. And you are here because those great things that are present within you is what that will keep Jamaica strong for years to come. I would like to express my appreciation to the organizers and the participants who have made this event possible. Your commitment to shaping the future of our education system is commendable. You know, when I saw all the students coming in and lining up out there in their various school uniforms, I know that you are ambassadors in your own rights for your individual schools. And I can see a little Jippy Japper down there. It is of great importance to me. So it's good to see my own alma mater in the house. Big up Westwood. However, let's get back to the script. As the state minister in the Ministry of Education and Youth, I would like to take this opportunity to emphasize the unwavering commitment of the ministry to ensuring the safety of our students at all levels. We understand that crafting an environment where every student feels secure is not only a requirement, it is also a fundamental duty. Education is the cornerstone of any thriving society, and so it is imperative that we foster an environment where every student can learn and grow without fear or intimidation. Our commitment is to your safety, and it is not just a promise, it is a responsibility that we hold dear. In recent times, we have witnessed the challenges and uncertainty that have plagued the global educational landscape. The COVID-19 pandemic disrupted traditional teaching and forced us to adapt to new modes of instruction. Throughout this crisis, the Ministry of Education and Youth has remained steadfast in its dedication to the safety and well-being of our students. We implemented stringent protocols in schools, ensuring that they are equipped with necessary resources to create safe learning spaces. From enhanced sanitation measures to the provision of personal protective equipment, we have left no stone unturned in our effort to safeguard the health of our students and educators. More recently, under the threat of the current dengue virus outbreak, at the regional level, we have moved to activate the vector control mechanisms in schools to eliminate the spread of the disease. We formulate and distribute copious guidelines on how to treat with and prevent the spread of hand, foot, and mouth disease and gastroenteritis in schools. But the reality is that safety goes beyond physical measures. It encompasses emotional and psychological well-being as well. We are therefore committed to creating an inclusive and supportive environment where students can develop their talents, explore their interests, and pursue their dreams without hindrance. Together, we, with our partners and stakeholders, we will continue to invest in programs and initiatives that address mental health, bullying, and other challenges faced by our youth. Indeed, in last year's Just Medsit launch, we sought to sensitize the public about the many school safety policies that are in place and how they have been working. We are especially proud of the progress being made through the school-wide positive behavior intervention support, SWPBIS, and the Restorative Justice in Schools initiative, which aims to create structured and disciplined school environments to deal with the challenges of school violence. Ladies and gentlemen, the work is great and the load is heavy, but we will foster collaboration with parents, teachers, and community leaders to ensure that the education system remains a safe haven for all. my dear young friends, and you are very dear to me, your safety is our priority. We encourage you to speak up and report any concerns or incidents that compromise your well-being. We stand beside you, ready to take swift action and to provide the necessary support. As we navigate the ever-changing educational landscape, let us remember that our greatest resource is our youth. It is through your brilliance, your resilience, and your determination that we will overcome obstacles and build a brighter future for our beloved Jamaica. And before I conclude, I would just like to remind everyone in this room that November 1st is the start of Youth Month. And I would encourage all of you to embrace all the activities that will be rolled out from the Ministry of Education and Youth to bring awareness to issues relating to youth. In conclusion, I reaffirm the ministry's commitment to ensuring the safety of our education system for all. Let us continue to work hand in hand, empowering our students to become the architects of their own success. Together, we will forge a path to excellence where every child can thrive and fulfill their full potential. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much. You realize I'm 6 feet 2? Let me just bring this up a little bit more. All right. Thank you so much, Minister. Appreciate the kind words and the gesture. I think, sometimes when it comes down to partnership in general, it's important for all parties to come together. And not only is it important for institutions to do so, but among yourselves, you have to find ways to collaborate on different projects and areas to really and truly have your voices be heard. And not because you might consider yourself as very young right now, it doesn't mean that you can't leave a lasting impact on different initiatives and projects that you want to work on. I recall, even in my career right now at age 29, I know I don't look it fully, but at age 29, where I'm at right now, running my own marketing firm, having so many projects happening, the foundation started when I was probably in grade 3. I remember going to JCDC for the first time in my life, performing in front of hundreds of people at the speech festival. And that helped me to become, a good speaker and a good people person. I remember being in Key Club. Any Key Clubbers here? Anybody? Yes, we are. Yeah, man, nice. And starting out in service and understanding the importance of giving back to your communities. And that was me in high school, in between primary and high school. And you have so many change makers who are very young and are making a lasting impact in their communities. So sometimes you might see the need to do so, and you might feel that you're too young to take on the world, but that is a myth. Once you have a will and you have the passion to do so, and you have the right people to collaborate with, you'd be surprised at the magnitude of work that you can accomplish. So that's a great reminder, Minister, in terms of, why it's important for that support to be there. And it's also a great reminder for you to look within yourselves to see how best you can move forward some changes that you witness. I think I deserve a round of applause for that. Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, before we move into the next speaker, I'm going to remind everybody that we're all young people here. I feel like the room a little bit still. I feel like on the run big table and they can't loosen up. Can everybody just stand for me, please? Just stand. We're going to shake out the nerve. I hope you guys have met new people. I hope you met somebody at the table for the first time. I know I have a roving microphone. I don't mind it going around a little. All right. So I was about to sing the hokey pokey, but I say, let me let that stay until after lunch. I just want you to stand and get the, shake out on the foot a little bit. I hope you meet somebody new because I have prizes to give away later. You know, make sure you know your neighbor. Ensure you meet at least 3 persons from a different school, and then we'll get back to that. All right, I just want to play with you. You can sit down now. Y'all can have a seat. All right. Let me just adjust this quickly. Again, partnership is significant and important, and another major player that has made today possible and continue to show up in the space for so many other significant initiatives across Jamaica, across the world. I am sure that the United Nations is not something new to any of you inside here, right? And with that said, so many moving parts coming together to ensure that, one, the importance of young people is maintained and of value, as well as the significant partnerships to ensure that the changes that are necessary are also considered. And, you know, where that is concerned, we have another important partner that continue to show up for us. And with that said, it's important for you to make use of that opportunity. Not a lot of global companies or global entities really show up for youth, and you have one that's doing that for you right now. And with that, we will now hear from the United Nations Acting Resident Coordinator, Mr. Ian Stein, who will bring us remarks on behalf of the Youth Consultative Conference partner, the United Nations. Let's welcome Ian. And remember, the applause don't end until the persons reach the stage. You guys are getting it very well.
I was just saying that I'm not 6'2", so we get to adjust this a little bit. Whenever I see a group like this, I'm actually often remembering a time when I was addressing a similar group, and as we so often have, we find ourselves with a different group of people who are not always familiar with our names. Ian Stein, my name, but I was once introduced to a group such as this as Einstein. And of course, it's humbling to try to raise that expectation. Allow me to recognize His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, the Governor General of Jamaica, the Honorable Marcia Smith, the State Minister in the Ministry of Education and Youth, the Custis of St. Andrew, Ian Forbes, namesake we share, and other custodians, Ibrahim Simmons, the National Coordinator of the Governor General's Program for Excellence, representatives of staff of the Government of Jamaica, ministries, departments, and agencies, colleagues in the UN family, members of the press, ambassadors of the IBI initiative, students, teachers, good morning. Of course, it is my esteemed pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and the entire UN country team here in Jamaica. Thank you. The resident coordinator, Dennis Zulu, expresses his deepest apologies for not being here today. He, of course, would have loved to have been here. However, he is away on a mission in the Bahamas. Your Excellency, Mr. Zulu, the new resident coordinator here in Jamaica, looks forward to meeting you when he returns. Your Excellency, let me first thank you and the team for the unwavering commitment to nation building through youth empowerment and for consistently engaging the United Nations country team. I also would like to express my appreciation to all the parents and teachers who continue to support the student capacity building and have journeyed here from across Jamaica. Students, for you, activities such as this may be considered extracurricular, but for teachers and families, this requires an extra commitment and extra work. And in this respect, allow me to ask the students to give a round of applause to teachers and parents for the work that they've done. This year's Youth Consultative Conference is another example of meaningful, robust, and strategic engagement that occurs amongst Jamaica's youth and other stakeholders in Jamaica. The United Nations is proud to be a part of this effort. The world is facing multiple extraordinary crises. Conflicts in Eastern Europe, conflicts in the Middle East, global warming, the ongoing risks of health-related shocks. Thank you to the Minister for mentioning the range of pieces that we are mentioning that we're facing here in Jamaica, challenges of dengue, in particular these days. Today, you prove that these global issues are not lost on you. You may experience your own related challenges every day as you review details in social media which reflect blows to a collective moral compass. And you may also see the impacts of recent challenges of COVID, the current dengue outbreak. These issues are felt in Jamaican homes, schools, and communities. We are mindful that in the context of these challenges I mentioned, we are past the halfway point in the time we've set aside to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. The little pin I wear in representation. These global goals are unfortunately in grave danger, as several reviews suggest that they will not be met. Despite the seemingly unending barrage of difficulties, you, Jamaica's youth, young people, facilitated by the GGPE, are here today with optimism, hope, and a renewed sense of expectation that together we can create a culture of peace among Jamaica's youth. We're equally happy on this occasion that this falls on the week that we celebrate the 78th anniversary of the United Nations Charter and reflect on its values of inclusive development and peace. We have great faith that creating a culture of peace among Jamaica's youth can be realized by youth and with youth. This is the revolution that the YCC seeks to ignite, and rest assured, Your Excellency, Minister, that the United Nations is here, ready, and proud to support this work. At the United Nations, we are deepening our approach to youth participation through our own Youth Engagement Action Plan. And we look forward to inviting youth leaders to serve as council members to oversee its implementation. Through a broad range of UN organizations, my colleagues and I are working with the Ministry of Education and Youth to ensure, as examples, that you have access to the best nutrition options in schools. We are supporting partners in maintaining comprehensive health education and counseling through the teen hubs. We are expanding access with the range of partners on mental health services through digital innovations such as YouReport on smartphones. We're committed to creating a culture of peace and addressing the factors and effects of disharmony and conflicts that affect you. We are excited here in Jamaica. Young people are participating in these programs as they impact you. You are in the front seat and drivers of your own development. My colleague just before me had mentioned some of his own experiences when he was young. And I also have to reflect, as a person young at heart, I reflect back on those things that formed me when I was younger. At that time, there was substantial conflict in Central America. There were substantial conflicts and problems around human rights. There were the ominous, foreboding news about the rise of challenges to the environment, climate change, that have emerged to be substantial even further every year. These issues have formed who I am. As I work with the United Nations, as I work with the World Health Organization and the Pan American Health Organization, those issues that were important to me when I was 10, 11, 12, 16, 18 are who I am still. I encourage you to continue to be advocates for peace and sustainable development. Despite the odds, now more than ever, we need the dynamism, the energy, and the optimism of youth. We know that discussions today, your statements and your calls for action serve as catalysts and inspiration for social change. The tasks ahead of you are great, but yes, you have the tools and solutions to address them with your voices, your own wisdom, and your creativity. The SDGs and Vision 2030 are complementary roadmaps for Jamaica that we all want. So with the roadmap and you in the driver's seat, we can realize and embody the theme of this conference and make peace a way of life for all Jamaicans and for this planet that we share. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stein. Appreciate it, and appreciate the commitment and words as well. Now, I must tell you all that the United Nations has been a steadfast partner and supporter of this conference for the last 3 years. So that's some really significant contribution, and I'm hoping that we'll have another 30 years, when I become Governor General, and I can, yeah, my uncle, yes, and I can remember and reflect, when I was here and I made that statement, just saying. At this time, we invite the chief instigator and the person responsible for this gathering for the past 12 years, the Governor General, His Excellency, Sir Patrick Allen, to offer the main address. And when I tell you, this welcome should be massive, significant. Welcome, Sir Allen.
The Honorable Marcia Smith, State Minister in the Ministry of Youth, Education and Youth. Mr. Ian Steen, Interim United Nations Resident Coordinator in Jamaica. Honorable Custodies, Major Dwayne Hill, Governor General's Secretary. Mr. Abraham Simmons, National Coordinator of the Governor General's Program for Excellence. Our sponsor representatives, I believe ambassadors, youth delegates, good morning. I am deeply honored to welcome and to join you for the 12th edition of the Governor General's Youth Consultative Conference. When I assumed the role of Governor General in 2009, empowering the youth was at the forefront of my agenda. At that time, we had the Governor General's Youth Consultative breakfasts. These breakfasts laid the groundwork for the I Believe initiative, which operates on the imperative of using what is right with Jamaica to fix what is wrong with Jamaica. Over the years, the Breakfast Forum evolved into what today is the Youth Consultative Conference. The YCC has consistently seen the participation of young people from all over Jamaica, every corner of the island. And they are discussing what is wrong with Jamaica. This discussing what is wrong with Jamaica can be a challenging conversation. As a resilient and proud people, we sometimes struggle to acknowledge our own shortcomings. It is undeniable that a shadow of crime and violence loom over our nation and deeply affect various sectors of our growth. This situation has profound implications for the future and the well-being of our youth. However, I firmly believe that while we wrestle with these and other societal challenges, there are undeniable strengths and virtues within Jamaica that can guide us on the path forward. Over the years, the YCC has sustained a platform for important dialogue among our young people about their ideas and solutions for some of Jamaica's most pressing social issues. I note this year's international and intentional theme, creating a culture of peace among Jamaica's youth. I want us to pause. At this time, I'll say, Sila, pause and think on these things. The theme offers a constructive perspective, emphasizing the importance of building peace. Peace is a concept that manifests differently across various global contexts. In Jamaica, our struggles are twofold. We grapple with interpersonal conflicts that too often escalate into violence due to a lack of effective resolution methods. Additionally, there's a distressing rise in crime and violence tied to illicit activities. As a nation, it is important that we address these challenges head-on, not only through law enforcement, but also by providing our youth with alternative avenues for growth, for education, and for empowerment. Only in such an environment can we nurture a future where peace isn't just an aspiration, but a lived reality for all Jamaicans. The emphasis of this year's YCC is to renew dedication to and propose solutions for crime and violence. The Governor General's Program for Excellence has joined hands with vital ministries and the United Nations agencies to enrich the ongoing dialogue on this topic. To ensure the voices of young people resonate and have an enduring impact, we are implementing platforms and initiatives integrated into actionable plans for a brighter Jamaican future. Youth perspectives must now be considered in the decision-making processes when it comes to interventions, policies, and activities that are designed for them. I extend my commendation to each youth delegate present here today. While you may be a select group, never forget that you stand here as representatives of your peers from your schools and also your communities. Your presence here today is essential, and your voice deserves to be amplified. As you engage in discussions, I hope you will share your insights and discover new ways to make a meaningful impact in our country. I take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to the dedicated team within the Governor General's Program for Excellence for planning this year's conference. I also acknowledge our partners who ensure the success of this event. These collaborations amplify the reach and impact of our initiative. Thank you, sponsors. I also thank our custodians who continuously support all our initiatives, all the initiatives of the GGPE, and in particular, today's YCC. As you all immerse yourselves into the proceedings, I encourage you to approach our discussion with an open and a receptive mind. Listen actively, engage thoughtfully, and consider the broader implications of the insights that you share. Remember, the conversations we have today have the potential to shape who we will become tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you.
A very important part of what His Excellency just mentioned is that youth perspectives are important to any decision being made about interventions, policies, and activities that are designed for them. And as the saying goes, nothing is for us without us. Thank you so much, Sir Allen. Another big round of applause for our Governor General. As we keep it moving, gracing the stage to offer us a melodious symphony of sounds are members of the award-winning and internationally acclaimed group, the Manchester Choir, with a rendition of the I Believe Initiative's theme song, I Believe. Let's welcome the team.
There's nothing wrong with Jamaica that can be fixed with what is right. Oh, I believe, I believe. And regardless of our struggle, we can rise again. Oh, I believe, I believe.
Others believe in us, but we must also sing. Oh, I believe, I believe, I believe that we can make a change and spread our gleam of hope across our country. I believe that we can join our hands and make a difference in Jamaica. I believe. of hope across our country. I believe that we can join our hands and make a difference in Jamaica. I believe, I believe, I believe, I
You want to talk? Or when I go up there?
Along with all our problems, I believe.
Sure. Oh. Well, it's